Hi there, it's Mrs. Ferris and Bernard, and it's time for some bedtime stories. So we're going to start with a story about a mouse. This is called Mouse's Big Lunch. It's written and illustrated by Christine Pine. There's the mouse. And it's published by Nosy Crow. On a crisp, cold day, as the night crept in, a hungry little mouse discovered he had nothing to nibble for breakfast the next morning. He had searched every sunflower for a seed and every bush for a berry, but all the food was gone and there was nothing to be found at home. Luckily, Little Mouse knew just where to go. He scampered along the path, up the drain pipe, until finally Little Mouse hopped through an open window. And there on the table was a bright blueberry. A blueberry. Well, Little Mouse loved a bright blueberry. A bright blueberry would be just perfect for Little Mouse's breakfast. Little Mouse was just about to go home when he spotted something else. A rosy red apple. Oh, well, Little Mouse loved rosy red apples. A rosy red apple would be delicious with a bright blueberry for Little Mouse's breakfast. But then, behind the rosy red apple, Little Mouse discovered some crunchy cookies. And behind the crunchy cookies, he found a chunk of cheese, a plump pickle, a spicy sausage, and a sweet, sticky cupcake with a cherry on top. Little Mouse wasn't sure if these things would be particularly delicious, but he decided to take them anyway. Little Mouse had everything balanced when he spotted something special, something very tasty, something he knew would be just perfect for breakfast. A shiny, striped sunflower seed. Oh, what luck! Little Mouse loved a shiny, striped sunflower seed. Why, a shiny, striped sunflower seed was his favorite. But just as he reached out to pick it up, crash! Little Mouse wasn't the only one looking for breakfast. See what that is? The big black cat loved a little mouse. Why, a little mouse was his favorite. A little mouse would be just perfect for a big black cat's breakfast. Luckily, Little Mouse knew exactly what to do. He hopped out the window and scampered down the drain pipe until finally Little Mouse was home. And so on a crisp, cold morning, a Little Mouse had his first bite of breakfast, and it was perfect. But it was small, and it was getting smaller. Little Mouse wasn't worried, though. He knew just where to go. Next door. Look out, Little Mouse. There are 3 sets of eyes watching you. Well, shall we do a finger play about something you might eat? Although you might eat all of those things that he was carrying, even a striped sunflower seed. But we're going to do our song about hot dogs. I've got 5 little hot dogs that are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 4 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 3 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 2 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 1 little hot dog is cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the one went bam. That means no little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the pan went bam. Well, that little mouse was certainly hungry. And there's some hunger in our next story. This is called An Alligator Ate My Brother. It's written by Mary Olson and illustrated by Tammy Lyon. Look at that guy. And this is published by Boyd Mills Press. There's the alligator. It was almost time for dinner. My mother was mashing potatoes and my father was flipping hamburgers. My sister Lydia was writing a book report and I was fixing my fire engine. And suddenly we heard a loud thump from the end of the hall. "Paul, see if Jimmy's okay," said my mother. My brother Jimmy is always getting into trouble, so I ran to the playroom. I don't see him. "Jimmy's fine," I shouted, "but an alligator just climbed through the playroom window." My mother said, "Uh-huh," and she kept right on mashing potatoes. Scuffle, 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 boom! My father looked up. "Paul, see if Jimmy's still in one piece." So I looked. I galloped back to the kitchen. "He's still in one piece," I panted, "but that alligator is chasing him all over the house." My father shook his head and flipped another hamburger. Then slither, rattle, rattle, bang! Lydia said, "Paul, see if Jimmy needs help putting away his blocks." My sister is so bossy. So I raced to the bedroom and I found Jimmy running as fast as he could, just one step ahead of the alligator. The alligator swallowed Jimmy's blocks. The alligator ate Jimmy's bear. I tore back to the kitchen. "Jimmy doesn't need help with his blocks," I exclaimed. "He needs help fighting off that alligator." My mother smiled. My father winked, and Lydia crossed her eyes. Everyone looked up. "Paul, see what Jimmy has gotten into now." Oh my goodness, can you see that? Those are Jimmy's shoes inside the alligator's mouth. "He's gone," I said. "He must be in the alligator's stomach." No one moved. "An alligator ate my brother," I said. "Don't you care?" "Of course we do," said my mother. "Now bring Jimmy in for dinner." So I ran back to Jimmy's bedroom, and there was no sign of him, just a big, fat, happy alligator snoring in the corner. "I'll save you, Jimmy," I yelled. I leaped onto my brother's bed. "Yee-haw!" I cried, and I jumped on the alligator's stomach. "Oomph!" burped the alligator, and out came the blocks. Out came the teddy bear. Out came Jimmy. I grabbed my brother's hand and ran. "Help! Help! Help!" cried Jimmy. "Get help!" I cried, "before that alligator eats all of us." Everyone just smiled. Boom! A sudden crash shook the house. My mother put down her fork. My father put down his spatula. Lydia forgot all about her book report. They ran down the hall, searching every room. The alligator was nowhere in sight. "See," said Lydia, sticking her tongue out. "There is no alligator," and she marched into the kitchen. "You've got to stop making up stories like this," said my father. "Especially about alligators," my mother added. "What was that?" asked my parents. "Oh no," I said. "I think an alligator ate my sister." I ran to the kitchen. And disappearing out the kitchen door was a long green tail. "Don't worry, Lydia, I'll save you. Yee-haw!" And I did. My goodness, I'm glad that he was able to rescue his sister and his brother, right? All right. Well, I've got 5 little monkeys who were jumping on the bed. When one fell off, well, he bumped his head. Now his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed. So put down one of your monkeys, hide him away." 4 little monkeys were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So 3 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 2 little monkeys were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So 1 little monkey is jumping on the bed. When she fell off, well, she bumped her head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So there are no more monkeys. So our next story is going to take us into the woods, I think. This is called Duck, Duck, Moose, and it's written and illustrated by Dave Horowitz. Oh, look at all those signs. Do you know what they all mean? We've got a railroad crossing, a left turn, and a roundabout, a steep hill, a moose crossing. This is if you had to go and get some information. Oh, that means the road's going to be very curvy. Look out for bears. One day in the great North Woods. "Sure is getting cold," said Duck. "I'm freezing," said Other Duck. "Just the way I like it," said Moose. "You guys want to get some pancakes?" asked Moose. "No can do," said Duck. "We're going south for the winter," said Other Duck, as they loaded up their car. "Why, you should come with us," said Duck. "You may just like it," said Other Duck. "Oh, no way," said Moose. "I like it right here. Bear will get pancakes with me." So off he went to Bear's cave. But there was a sign that said, "Do not disturb till spring," signed Bear. Bear was already hibernating. "Oh, you've got to be kidding," said Moose. "I guess I'll have to go and get pancakes by myself." But the pancake hut was closed until spring. This is going to be one long, lonely winter, thought Moose. Unless... "You guys still have room for me?" he asked. And away they went. "Hey," said Duck, "I see New York City." "Hey," said Other Duck, I see Washington, D.C. Hey, said Moose, I've got to pee. So they went to New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Now somewhere in Georgia, the friends got stuck in a traffic jam. Row, row, row your boat, sang Duck. Gently down the stream, sang other duck. Oh, brother, said Moose. And then at last they arrived. Welcome to Florida, said Duck. Watch out for alligators, said other duck. Pancakes, said Moose. Can we stop for pancakes? Well, the first stop was the beach. Look, said Duck, a shell. Look, said other duck, a starfish. Look, said Moose, a sea monster. Next stop was Larry's You Pick. Have a hoot, pick a fruit. I picked an orange, said Duck. I picked a grapefruit, said other duck. I picked me, said Moose. Silly Moose. And the fun went on and on and on. Until one day, these are the best pancakes I've ever had, said Moose. What do you guys want to do next? Well, said Duck, winter's over. It's time to go home now, said other duck. No, cried Moose. I don't want to go home yet. Oh, brother, said Duck. Sure is good to be back, said Duck. It's getting kind of warm, said other duck. Just the way I like it, said Moose. The end. Kind of silly, don't you think? Do you like to go on road trips? They were going all the way down to Florida. That's a long ways. Well, driving in my car, driving all the way to Minneapolis in my car. Red light, stop. Let's see here. I think we better toot our horns as we're going along, all right? Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Driving in my car, driving all the way to Minneapolis in my car. Red light, stop. I think it's starting to rain, so we're going to have to turn on the windshield wipers. Get your wipers up. Swish, 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 swish. Swish, 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 swish. Swish, 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 swish. That's hard to say. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Driving in my car, driving all the way to Minneapolis in my car. Red light, stop. Guess what? I just heard something. I think our muffler has a hole in it and it's making so much noise. Swish, 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 swish. Swish, 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 swish. Swish, 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 swish. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Driving in my car, driving all the way to Minneapolis in my car. All right. Sometimes you hear a song and you keep hearing it and it kind of gets stuck in your ear, and they call that an earworm. And that's what this story is called, Earworm. Shimmy, shimmy, no sassy. It's by Joe Knowles and illustrated by Galia Bernstein. And I don't think you're going to get a real worm stuck in your ear. This is published by Candlewick Press. Now one summer day, little worm went out to play and discovered that he had a song stuck in his head. Shimmy, shimmy, no sachet, shimmy, shimmy, no sachet. And he sang it as he wriggled along. Now Owl stopped to say hello. Good morning, little worm, he said. What's that you're singing? Oh, I don't know, said little worm, but I can't get it out of my head. Oh, said Owl, you have an earworm. A what? Asked little worm. An earworm is what happens when a song gets stuck in your head. Oh, that's a funny name, said little worm, and he sang again, swaying this way and that. Shimmy, shimmy, no sachet, shimmy, shimmy, no sachet. Did you put that song in my head? Asked little worm. Oh, wasn't me, said Owl. My song goes like this. Wave, wave, talk to the wing. Wave, wave, talk to the wing. He flapped one wing and then the other, dancing to and fro. Well, that's a nice one, said little worm, but I want to find out who put this song in my head. Well, may I come along? Asked Owl. Be my guest, said little worm. So wave, wave, talk to the wing, and shimmy, shimmy, no sachet. They went along. Now Chipmunk chittered at little worm. What are you two singing? Oh, the songs that are stuck in our heads, said little worm. Oh, you have earworms, declared Chipmunk. Little worm nodded, but I don't know where mine came from. Did you put it there? No, it wasn't me, said Chipmunk. My song goes like this. Chee chee chittery, puff your cheeks and dance like me. Chipmunk did a perfect box step and ate a nut. And that's not all, said little worm. That's not it at all, but I like your moves. Thank you, said Chipmunk. Mind if I join your search? Fine by me, said little worm. Chee chee chittery, wave wave, talk to the wing. Shimmy shimmy, no sachet. They went along. Now Bonny hopped into the path with a quiet landing. What's all this racket? She asked. I'm trying to find out who put this song in my head, said little worm. Oh, everybody gets earworms, said Bonny, and she wriggled her ears as if she could shake out a song. Did you give it to me? Asked little worm. Nope, said Bonny. My song goes like this. Hip, hop, thump, jump, hip, hop, thump, jump. Oh, you sure have style, said little worm. Oh, I'll never find out who put this song in my head. But maybe I can help, said Bonny. So shimmy, shimmy, no sachet. The little worm started to sing, but his heart wasn't in it. And then wave, wave, talk to the wing. Owl sang and danced to cheer him up. Chee, chee, chittery. Chipmunk joined in. Hop, hip, hop, thump, jump. Bonny put an extra pizzazz in her bounce. What's going on here? Asked Fox as she trotted up the path. We have songs stuck in our heads, said little worm. Ah, you have earworms, said Fox. Little worm nodded. Did you put them there? Oh no, my song goes like this, said Fox, and Fox danced in a dainty circle. Rah, rah, trot to me, rah, rah, trot to me. And soon everyone was singing and dancing, and little worm was having so much fun he forgot all about trying to find out who put that song in his head. Little worm, called a voice. It's time for your nap. Come on back home. I guess I'll never know who put this song in my head, little worm said as he shimmied home to his papa. Papa Worm tucked little worm into bed. And then Papa Worm returned to his chores. singing as he went. Shimmy, shimmy, no sachet, time to nap, time to play, dance along and sing all day. Shimmy, shimmy, no sachet. Little worm opened one eye and said, "Oh." And then he quietly sang along until he fell asleep. Shimmy, shimmy, no sachet. Well, can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. And can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out? Clap, clap, clap your crazies out. Clap, clap, clap your crazies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out? Stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out. Stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out and wiggle your waggles away. Go ahead and stand up. Can you jump, jump, jump your jiggles out? Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn? Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Well, let's have one more book before we have the flannel board. And this is called A Bedtime for Bear. I really like these stories about this grumpy old bear and his little friend, Mouse. This is written by Bonny, Becker and illustrated by Katie McDonald Denton. And it's published by Candlewick Press. Everything had to be just so for Bear's bedtime. His glass of water had to sit at the right exact spot on his bedstand. His favorite pillow must be nicely fluffed. His nightcap needed to be snug. And most of all, it had to be quiet. Very, very quiet. Now one evening, Bear heard a tap, tap, tapping on his front door. When he opened the door, there stood Mouse, small, gray, and bright-eyed. He clasped a tiny suitcase in his paw. "I'm here to spend the night," he exclaimed, with a happy wiggle of his whiskers. "Surely we agreed to on next Tuesday," protested Bear. "No," said Mouse. "You most definitely said tonight." "Oh," said Bear. Now, Bear had never had an overnight guest before. Guests could quite possibly mess things up and make noise, and Bear needed quiet, absolute quiet at bedtime. Even so, Bear and Mouse enjoyed an evening of checkers and warm cocoa, and soon it was time for bed. "Remember, I must have absolute quiet," reminded Bear. "Oh, indeed," said Mouse. So Bear set out his glass of water, and he adjusted his nightcap. He fluffed his favorite pillow and climbed into bed. It was very, very quiet, and he closed his eyes. Bristle, bristle, bristle. Bear heard a noise, and it was Mouse, who was brushing his teeth. Bear cleared his throat in a reminding sort of way. "Oh, most sorry," said Mouse. Bear closed his eyes again. Mouse hummed as he put on his nightshirt. "Pum, bum, bum. Absolute quiet," muttered Bear most patiently. "Deepest apologies," said Mouse. Creak, squeak, rattle went Mouse's bed as he hopped in. Do you see what he's using for a bed? A drawer in the nightstand, yeah. He was just about to drift off. Bear was, after he had pulled the pillow over his ears and gritted his teeth and closed his eyes. Yes, he was just about to drift off when, "Good night, Bear," Mouse called softly. Bear tried to pretend he was asleep. "Good night," Mouse called a little louder. "My ears are highly sensitive," cried Bear. "Really? How interesting," said Mouse. "Can you hear this?" Mouse mumbled into his pillow. "Yes." "Amazing. How about this?" Mouse said from under his pillow. "Quiet!" Mouse slipped under his blanket and crawled down to the bottom of his bed and whispered, "Can you hear?" "Silence!" Bear roared. Well, Mouse slid from his bed and went into the closet and said in the tiniest possible voice, in the farthest, darkest, teeniest possible corner of the closet, "Surely you can't." "Will this torment never cease?" wailed Bear. "Sorry, Bear. Good night, Bear," whispered Mouse, tiptoeing back into bed as quietly as well, you know what, right? A mouse. So Bear fluffed his favorite pillow, adjusted his nightcap, and waited. But there was no more sound from Mouse. At last it was quiet. Very, very quiet. Bear heard a shuffling sound. "Mouse, is that you?" No answer. Bear heard a crick, crick, crick on the floorboards. "I know it's you." No answer. "You can't fool me," Bear growled, but he didn't sound very certain. And he heard a low moaning noise. "Mouse?" Silence. Bear was sure something rustled on the floor. "Mouse!" he cried. "Wake up!" Mouse stumbled out of bed, small and gray and sleepy-eyed. "What is it?" But Bear couldn't see any rustly, moany sort of thing in his room. Why, his room looked quite like it always looked. "Nothing," lied Bear, still clutching his blanket to his chin. "I must have been talking in my sleep." Bear chuckled, but it was a rather quavery chuckle. "Ah," said Mouse with a glance at Bear. "Could I peek under your bed?" Mouse asked. "Sometimes I like to check for things, you know." "Well, if you insist," said Bear. "Nothing," said Mouse from under the bed. "You'll want to check behind the curtains, I suppose," Bear said. "All clear," said Mouse a moment later. "And you better check in the closet," offered Bear. "Then you won't be the least bit nervous." Mouse came out of the closet dusting his paws. "Not a thing. Thank you, Bear. Good night." "Wait!" cried Bear. "You'll want a bedtime story, I expect," said Bear. "For your nerves?" "For my nerves?" said Mouse. "Oh, indeed. I am quite shaken." And then, with an eager flick of his tail, he settled on Bear's favorite pillow, and Bear told him all about the adventures of brave, strong Bear and the very frightened little mouse. And soon Bear began to yawn. Mouse yawned too. "Good night, Bear," said Mouse. "Good night, Mouse," Bear mumbled. And then Bear began to snore loudly, but Mouse just smiled. And soon, Mouse and Bear were fast asleep. All right. Well, can you get out your bubble gum? And let's see here. Unwrap it, toss the wrapper in the trash, pop the gum in your mouth, and chew it up until it's all soft and squishy. Ready? Here we go. Okay. Spit it in your hand and clap your hand on top. And we've got sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your knee. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your back. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on, your chin. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on Mom or Dad. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Time to throw it in the trash. All right, so let's have our flannel board story. So get the flannel board up here. And this one starts off with everybody on it to start off with. So we're going to have some ocean friends. There's a starfish, and a crab, and a jellyfish, and a seahorse, and an octopus. Well, there were 5 little ocean friends on the ocean floor. The starfish walked away, do-do-do-do-do, and then there were 4. 4 little ocean friends living in the sea. The crab slid away. And then there were 3. 3 little ocean friends wondering what to do. Glub, glub, glub went jellyfish, and then there were 2. 2 little ocean friends not having any fun. The seahorse swam away, and then there was 1. 1 little octopus was sad and all alone. But then back swims the seahorse, and back swims the jellyfish, back swims the crab, back swims the starfish, and they played in the ocean, safe in their home. Just a quick one. And we're going to finish up with our Good Night book from Sandra Boynton. This is Good Night, Good Night. This is the big version of it. And this is published by Little Simon. The sun has set not long ago. Now everybody goes below to take a bath in one big tub with soap all over. Scrub, scrub, scrub. They hang their towels on the wall in fine pajamas, big and small. And with some on top and some beneath, they brush and brush and brush their teeth. And when the moon is on the rise, they all go up to exercise. And down once more, but not so fast. They're on their way to bed at last. They climb into their feather bed, some at the foot and some at the head. And two little rabbits sing a song while everybody hums along. The hippos, big hippos, will dance in the mud. The piggies will follow them in. And down in that hollow where elephants wallow, in mud that comes up to their chin. The cats and the bears, the lions and dogs, the rhinos and moose come along. Two rabbits, that's we two, will gladly agree to sing everyone's dream in a song. The day is done. They say good night, and somebody turns out the light. The moon is high, the sea is deep, and they rock and rock and rock to sleep. And it's probably just about time for you to go to sleep, unless you're watching this during the daytime. So Bernard and I will say goodbye. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll come back for some bedtime stories another time.